welcome to the fuck you. Hello and welcome to the A.D.H.Deep-Dive, the show that's not about ADHD, but is filled with proof it exists. My name is David J. Mund. I am joined, as per tradition, on what I'm now saying is the tradition of New Year's predictions with John Kelley. Last year we did our 2025 predictions. It is now 2026. Can you believe it? It's a new year, as in Judah is now willing to come up to John without freaking out. Look at her. She's all about it.
Not to be insensitive, I feel like you and I both look like we have weathered a war since 2025.
Oh yeah? Did we look a lot younger?
This has been a long year.
Did we look a lot younger than the last one? I listened to the audio version. I mean, it was what felt like very long year. Mm-hmm. One of the things that I'm realizing that I've mentioned on the podcast before that I've talked with Emily about is, as a kid, the days go by really fast, but the years go by, they take so long. Mm-hmm. Whereas an adult, days feel like they go by forever. It takes so long for the day to be over, but then years just fly by.
Yep.
The days have been long in 2025. But I feel like it was just yesterday that we were doing this.
Yeah. Well, yes, but I was re-listening to our podcast so I could write down our predictions of 2025. Mm-hmm. And as we're going through them, I'm like, holy shit. So much time has passed.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Do you want to, on your phone, start recapping the 2025 predictions? Well, is there anything you'd like to... Oh, there's
before
bourbon.
We do that.
Hell yeah.
The other tradition
is drinking on the podcast.
Is some sort of drink.
It would have been nice to drink around 5:30, but it's now about 7:30.
Hey, it's been a long year.
It's been a long day. See?
I got out of work super late today.
Yeah.
All right.
So John, I asked John if he wanted a drink, as per usual. He said, yes, I will pick up some sort of drink. He said he has a mystery drink that I'm not allowed to know about until... Now, he doesn't know if I've drank this before,
I don't
correct?
know. And if you're an audio listener, I'm just holding a brown bag.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
This is my...
Am I recording my audio? That would suck.
You are. Okay. This is my drink find of 2025.
I swear to God if it's this. Okay, go ahead.
What do you think it is?
I'm hopeful that it's not like a Fireball type drink.
No.
Okay, good.
Here we go.
Yeah. Liqueur.
It is a Buffalo Trace bourbon.
It's not just a Buffalo Trace bourbon. It is a liqueur.
It's a cream liqueur. Now, mind you.
This is not just bourbon.
Now, mind you, I bought it to bring over to my wife's parents.
Wait, straight bourbon whiskey? But it says bourbon cream.
Yeah, it is.
It's a liqueur.
All right, hold on. Got the cap top.
John is about to put milk in my body. Never could have expected that this was going to be what came out of this.
So we bought it just as kind of like, oh, we'll go over like for, just like a dessert. But then we tried it and we're like, oh my God, this is good.
As a guy who was really big into liqueurs before he liked liquor, it's very interesting to see that you're on your liqueur.
This is about it. Otherwise, okay. I'm still...
I liked making shots out of, what is that? Tequila Rose and Triple Sec.
Interesting.
And all that kind of stuff. Well, we're having milk on the podcast.
Cheers.
Cheers to bourbon cream. Listen, I'm here for it. What is the alcohol content on it?
It's, I don't know, 15%.
Okay. All right.
Twice that of your fucking Bud Light.
Yeah, I do have Bud Light. Might just go get a Bud Light. He says it's best served on ice. I'm like,
yeah.
He's right.
All right.
But again, never could have expected the cream.
So let's go ahead and jump in.
I'm gonna drink so much of this.
Let's go ahead and jump into the 2025
We're going to recap our 2025 predictions and then get into our 2026 predictions. Let's see how we did.
And we're going to recap how they actually turned out.
Okay. And are you going in chronological order?
I'm going in chronological order as we said them out loud.
Okay. Starting with?
TikTok will not be banned in 2025.
Correct. Nailed it. Now, do we want to get into the whys of those predictions or just fly through it?
Fly through it.
Okay.
We got more.
Because that's why.
We can riff on some.
Okay. Yeah, I know.
David will get a new camera.
No, I didn't. I'm so close. I said when we did this podcast, I said I was going to do it in June. It obviously is now January of 2026, and that has not yet happened. Just didn't. Rented a bunch of other gear. I want to put more money into a better camera. I don't fuck with payments anymore. I don't fuck with credit lines. Anything I'm ever gonna get is paid for in cash.
David lost his ass on the fucking blind boxes.
Yeah, yep. I was trying to find a Pokemon gold card and it didn't turn out for me. So I don't even know if Pokemon gold card is a thing. But
I don't know. Moving on. Costco family will have a serious scandal, and by June, the Rizzler will be in handcuffs.
Okay, so I do want to talk about that.
Okay.
Listen.
Let me kick it off. Wrong.
It's not. There could be an undercover sting happening right now, just to be clear. No. Obviously, that one's a joke. Costco family, the Rizzler, and all that. Couple of things that I don't think we talked about on the podcast that I did not realize. One, I thought the Costco family was related to the Rizzler. No. Did not realize they were separate entities. They do collaborations from time to time. Mm-hmm. Was not aware of that. Two, a really weird moment happened with the Rizzler in December that I want to quickly riff on that I think might lead to a future where the Rizzler's in handcuffs. Okay? Oh. All right. So a podcast. Do you know the podcast We Might Be Drunk?
No.
Do you know the comedian Mark Normand?
If I Googled him, I might.
Hey, comedy. He's that guy.
Oh.
Kind of talks like this.
What's his name?
Mark Normand.
All right.
For listeners, that was an awesome Mark Normand impression, and you can't convince me otherwise. Anyways, Mark Normand and Sam Morrill.
Okay.
They have a podcast where every once in a while it's called We Might Be Drunk. They get comedians on or actors or whatever famous people where they have alcohol with them and they get drunk and they riff. Sometimes they talk about comedy. It's a comedy podcast, but it's like on the edge of edgy. Like it's whatever. Obviously, I don't care about edgy. It's edgy, too edgy for some people, and I understand why. The Rizzler's dad is a big fan of Mark Normand and Sam Morrill. So they have been talking about, as a podcast, their dream guest is the Rizzler.
Guest on my podcast.
Dream guest on my ex-boyfriend. If you don't understand that, look into it. I just learned about that recently, but that's fine.
All right.
Anyways, he's a big fan of Mark Normand and Sam Morrill. They've been talking about how the Rizzler is their dream guest as a joke, right? Okay. As a surprise, their producer got in touch with the Rizzler's dad, and the Rizzler came on their podcast. They were, before he came on, so hammered. They were fucked up.
Okay.
And
they were drinking a podcast.
What's that? Who would do that, especially in public? By the way, welcome the Rizzler. So the Rizzler comes on and spends like 5 minutes on there. It was the most uncomfortable. Let's keep in mind, the Rizzler is 8 years old.
I don't think I've actually heard the Rizzler talk.
He sounds a lot like JoJo Siwa in that clip. He's a very raspy voice because he's a big kid.
Yeah.
But he's still a kid. And anyways, my opinions on what happened on that 5 minutes is that, like, to the degree that it might scar the Rizzler, they were making really inappropriate jokes. They were making fun of him for being like fat. And like, it's gonna listen, obviously this leads into like a bummer of a situation that like this kid is being like messed with in the way that I think his parents have likely insulated him from social media so he doesn't see those types of things. He now had grown drunk men directly telling him to his face.
Yikes.
Which means, as my prediction goes, this will haunt the Rizzler, and one day he will end up in handcuffs. My date was just wrong.
Just one day?
Just one day.
Okay.
The Rizzler will be found in handcuffs. This is not a 2026 prediction, but my 2025 prediction was wrong.
Got it.
Moving on.
David gets Neil Patrick Harris on the pod.
Not only did
I in this house.
Not only, the prediction was that Neil Patrick Harris would be on the podcast in this house because of a job I did for Neil Patrick Harris. Not only is that not happening, we were not asked to do it again this year. So, thanks.
Moving on.
Moving on.
This was just a broad statement. You said...
Hold on, this was your favorite drink of 2025?
It was my favorite find.
Okay, all right. This wasn't like a through line throughout 2025?
No.
Okay. All right, moving on. Also, it looks like we're in a gang named Midwest Guys. John finally, as my white whale, came to a Midwest Skies show and bought a sweater.
And a hat.
And maybe I want to ask you about that on air, but I'll save it for the end.
All right.
Unless your opinion is really bad, in which case I don't want to talk about it.
And I went with my wife.
And he brought his wife.
My wife, who does not even in the same universe listen to that kind of music.
Do we want to talk about it? Save it for the end?
End.
Okay.
Or whenever. All right.
Or never. Or not on the podcast.
This is just a general statement you made, but you said 2025, also 26.
Yep.
Trump will just get to do whatever he wants.
Yep.
That
correct?
Correct.
Okay, great. He'll get to do whatever he wants, and he's doing it. Okay.
You said someone, whether it be the employee or the customer, will go to the jail from Taco Bell for getting in a fight because the customer refuses to order using the AI.
Yep. So I'm going to say, before I follow up on your research that you just did about 5 minutes ago, to refine that, AI Taco Bell drive-thrus were everywhere all of a sudden. Like, you can't avoid it. That's frustrating. They did not do well. My assumption was someone would get angry and fight an employee because of it. John, what did your research serve?
Research showed that there were no reported fights due to AI.
Wow.
But
wait, is this asked? Did you ask AI this question?
No, I actually looked into it.
Okay.
But there are so many Taco Bell fights.
Sure. There are Taco Bell fights that maybe that's a catalyst for it.
Yeah.
Now, what I am seeing less and less now, though, is AI drive-thrus.
Nice.
Because you will often hear the preloaded, like,
Hi,
welcome
to Taco Bell.
Yeah.
What can I take your order?
And then someone goes, what can I do for you? Because if you sit in silence for a good amount of time, you'll get somebody on the line.
Nice.
The dominant drive-thru employee is no longer the robot. And I like that. I think that's a win, which means I think I'm half right.
Nature is healing.
Yep.
Well, not really.
No, nature is fucked.
The Ticketmaster monopoly does not get broken up. Correct.
Yep, correct. But shout out to people like Nate, the person who runs the pyramid scheme, who now runs booking for the Wealthy Theater, for refusing to sell to Live Nation Ticketmaster and creating his own kind of like low entry. Listen, maybe it's a bit of a monopoly in Grand Rapids, but it's an affordable string of venues that he owns to make sure that Live Nation Ticketmaster don't buy them. Shout out to Nate from the pyramid scheme.
The new amphitheater is Ticketmaster.
Yeah.
Boo.
Boo.
All right.
But how are we going to see Billy Strings or
Machine Gun Kelley?
Yeah.
Water Gun Kelly.
No hate to Billy Strings. I think he's talented. I just don't care.
My prediction was that the housing market would not crash.
And I can't wait to talk about 2026 predictions because I have a relevant conversation. But you're right.
Yeah. And what I meant by that was, it was not like, oh, the prices are going to go down. Like, no, people are like, I will not buy a house
until the market crashes.
I can get it for like a 1% interest rate because the house is now $12,000.
Which is, to that degree, will never happen.
No.
Because now there's private equity, which when the crash comes and people lose value in their house.
You scoop them up.
Yeah, big corporations will scoop them up and then reinflate the price. Housing market is dead until we build millions of more affordable houses and ban private equity from buying them. Continue.
Whatever restaurant goes into the old Ponderosa building in Cadillac will be closed by the end of the year.
Okay, just refresh the people on that. Just like from the outsider's point of view on that.
So outsider's point of view, there's a restaurant in Cadillac that was previously Ponderosa. There's a building in Cadillac that was previously Ponderosa. And it is just notorious for whatever building or whatever restaurant has gone into it since always closes.
Yep.
It was something else. It was Cast Iron Skillet.
Yep.
It was then 2025, an Indian restaurant, and we're like, no shot.
Yep.
And truly by like August, it was already gone.
Yep. Now, didn't you have a bit of an update on that?
The update, to my understanding, was that like, oh no, they were just closing to do some stuff and then they're going to be back. To my follow-up is I think they're just done.
Interesting. That sucks because, man, if Cadillac had some culture, they could use an Indian restaurant. Indian food has been my fucking jam lately.
Well, everyone I talked to in Cadillac, to no surprise, I'm like, oh, have you tried it? And they're like, Indian?
That's what I mean. It's just a culture thing.
Yeah.
I would rather go to, I don't know, what's a place they would rather go to Clam Lake Brewing. Yeah. Which again, no hate. It's just like, diversify your palate a little bit.
I think my biggest thing for Cadillac restaurants as a whole is I'm just tired when I do go to Cadillac, I'm just tired of going to either one of like 6
Clam Lake, Raven Social.
Well, I'm just tired of going to one of 6 Mexican restaurants that all have the same exact menu, or I'm tired of going to a restaurant that just serves like Gordon food service, and all it is microwaved.
And it's marked up.
Yep.
Like,
yep. Do you want the same chicken tenders from here?
Yep.
Or from here?
Yeah.
No,
they could use some Indian food culture. They could use any culture.
Yep.
But shame. That's a bummer.
Next one was r/Reddit r/bald.
Yeah, this is fucked up.
on r/bald, a picture of David will go viral. Incorrect. That David knows of.
That was the thing, is David will be trending on r/bald with a picture of him that he didn't know existed. Or that he didn't know he would be trending on r/bald. The only way that could have happened is if you did it and started planting the seeds.
I didn't post anything.
Okay, well, that's why. There's still,
I was hoping it would come to fruition.
Maybe you were 1 date off. 1 year off. 2026, fingers crossed. This next one, if it is the one that I think it is so fucked up.
David will realize he finally smells. And as for my result, I put, I don't know, did you?
John said...
I didn't say incorrect or correct. It's just, I don't know.
On the podcast, if you didn't listen, John said, David will find out he stinks, and everyone has been keeping it from him as like a courtesy to him to not be rude. But nobody will tell him.
And when he asks, like, hey, do I smell? No, of course not. As they always have.
All right, 2025. What a year.
Well, there's one more.
Oh, you're right. I did. Yep, the last one. Yep.
You said that Luigi is Mangione? Will not be acquitted just because of like an unfair trial. He will be found guilty. And as of now, they're only just now doing the discovery phase.
Right. Now, Luigi Mangione, if you don't remember, was the individual who allegedly killed the United Healthcare CEO. He was caught on camera, tracked down, whatever. Now, my point about that was he will not be acquitted by a jury because the whole thing is the jury is going to say this guy's too good looking, I sympathize with him, or whatever. All those reasons that like a jury might acquit him for like culture reasons. I don't think he will be acquitted for culture reasons. It is possible that his defense team is able to throw out certain pieces of evidence.
Like a lot.
A significant portion of it. So
there's a chance, if I have to update the 2026, 2025 was like he will more than likely be found guilty.
Almost certainly be found guilty.
2026 is, there was such...
Give him a percentage chance.
Well, there was such police negligence where like, oh, we didn't get a warrant. Oh, we didn't do this properly. Oh, this anonymous tip that just kind of came out of nowhere and it just happened to find the person who kind of fit the description. And then they stopped his bag,
then found the gun, and then, not on camera.
And then once they had this single person in custody, they just kind of stopped looking entirely. I don't know. There's just a lot to be thrown out. And I'm curious to see what they're going to go off of what they have left.
I still think he's likely to be found guilty.
I do agree.
If he's acquitted, it will be based on that type of stuff. I still don't find it likely. 10%? Maybe that's even too much.
That he is not?
That he's found not guilty.
Oh, not?
Yeah. Or that the case gets thrown out.
I'm putting it 15, which is still an 85% chance.
Still big. That's big. If I found out, if I definitely did it, I'm going to OJ this. If I did it and I found out I had a 15% chance of being found innocent, feels pretty good.
Yeah.
Because if I did it, shit, I have a shot. It's pretty good. I'll take it.
It's not bad.
All right, 2026. You want to make any 2025 farewell points about things that we didn't talk about that you kind of wished would have happened, whatever, or that you're glad didn't happen, or
no?
Maybe I'll
because I do. Some of my 2025 that wasn't on my bingo card leads into my 2026.
Okay, I like that. Do you want to start? Should I start?
I'm going to start with something that quite literally only matters to me.
Okay, great.
2026 will be the year, I predict, that Apple will come out with the foldable iPhone.
That is happening, I think.
allegedly.
Yep. And you know what? When I saw this news that it was on its way, it brought to me a point that you had made before that, Apple users always get hit with the, oh, wow, you just got that feature? I've had it for years.
Mm-hmm.
But Apple waits until it's good. Like
They
everyone
let
else
all
is
the-
beta testing.
Yeah, they let all the other companies make the R&D mistakes,
Mhm.
so Apple can then be like, all right, this is how we're going to do it, and we're going to do it right.
Mhm.
Now, to your own opinion, what right means can be neither here nor there, especially in recent years.
There are many things that Apple is saying that they got right that they just
botched.
Dude, talking to my phone is still impossible. Talk to text still sucks.
I talked to text that entire recap list while listening to the podcast again. Almost all of it was grammar incorrect.
Yeah.
I just read it correctly.
Yeah. And the most annoying thing is if I'm holding my phone like this and my screen rotation is not locked and I turn it like this while I'm talking, it misses everything I've said while it's horizontal.
You gotta stop doing that.
I have to turn the locks, like I can't rotate my phone on. Okay. Interesting. Me? You want to go another? How many do you have? Yeah, you go for another one.
Okay.
I'm gonna drink some more milk.
You know what? I'm just gonna toss it back out.
Drink some more bourbon.
Fine,
milk.
pour me some.
All right.
I'm gonna hand you my glass.
Okay.
I'm gonna toss out the same one that I did last year because David, I have faith.
That I could be found trending on r/bulb?
No.
Okay.
David's gonna buy a new camera.
Yeah, I think that'll happen.
If I go
has
2
to
years on having this on my list,
Again.
and you let me down twice.
Listen, it's letting me down, bro.
We're recording this on your Nintendo DS, dude. You
Yep.
need.
Yep. You know what? I'm gonna follow it on my Nintendo DS. This is the Xbox Connect. Thank you. On that note, my podcast, my prediction for 2026, this podcast will have its first holy shit, that's a lot of eyeballs moment.
Okay.
So I have had a couple episodes. The one with John Eberhard from I Prevail is like experiencing a new resurgence. So it's got like hundreds of extra views that it didn't have before. That's great. I Prevail is one of the biggest metal bands in the world right now. I knew the bassist. He was on the podcast. Great. Lots of clips, like the YouTube shorts. It's always from YouTube. All the Instagram Reels, I don't get shit. TikTok, I only just started, so I don't have sufficient data, but the numbers are good. YouTube Shorts, I will often get a few thousand views on the YouTube Short. And then whatever, tens of likes or whatever, and then a few comments. This is the year that something happens on the podcast. I don't know what the guest situation is. I don't know if it's a solo episode where I go, oh my God, that's a lot of people.
Yep.
Even if it's just a short. Doesn't have to be the whole episode or whatever. Because of some changes I intend to make this year as far as the podcast goes, which I think is big.
All right.
Okay, great. I can't wait.
Do you think it will be Rizzler related?
It could be Rizzler related. I have reached out to his people. I'm just kidding.
All right. This is my only other Apple one. I predict that the keyboard on the iPhone will continue to be just as bad.
Dude, it's okay. Every once in a while, John will hit me with this tech conversation that I didn't realize other people were struggling with. I thought it was just me and I needed to suffer in silence. And then John goes, dude, can you believe
Are you having this issue too?
And I always am. I don't know, but what is it about the phone? Is it the not the haptic, what's the sensitivity of the screen? Is it the size of the letters on the keyboard?
I don't know, but it just feels like more than, it's weird because I feel like this issue gets more than ever where I'll be typing something and it will just like, instead of hitting space, I hit period.
Yes.
It's like period, am period, here, period.
Oh my God. I'm literally, like, my skin is getting hot because it makes me so mad.
But the thing is, I don't remember ever doing that in the past. So
I do.
I mean, like...
It happens all the time.
I mean, I got my first iPhone in, like, high school. I wasn't... Even on a smaller, like, iPhone 4, I was not doing that.
You know what I think is happening? Which, whatever, this is just throwing...
I think we're just getting old.
No, that could be true. How do you look at your phone these days? Is it like this?
I just get my glasses to put them way down here and go.
Okay, great. Honey, could you? No, I don't think this is happening. I'm now conjecturing what's happening. You know when Face ID, you hold it up to your phone, it recognizes your entire face, but if you look away, it doesn't work, right? I think the keyboard, the times that happens the most, which maybe I'm going to contradict myself here in this moment. The times that happens the most is when I go, I know how to type. I don't need to look at the keyboard. I'll look at the screen.
Blindly typing.
I'm just blindly typing. And I go, I didn't say that. And then I have to meticulously look at the keyboard. It is possible that the keyboard is getting an assist from the eye tracking and it knows what you're looking at. Maybe
which
that's
is
not
nothing.
Well, right, which is nothing. So it assumes it's now just going on sensitivity where the sensitivity is not very accurate. Interesting.
Okay.
I'm looking at you, Big Apple.
All right.
Not Big Apple is in New York, but big tech.
I went there this year.
You did go there this year, man. Oh, that's in the coldest season that you possibly could have gone.
I told Mia we went to New York just because we wanted to go there in December. We've always talked about going to New York, how fun it would be.
Why December?
Because Christmas in New York.
Sure.
We've always heard about it.
Great.
And it did live up to the hype.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
It was so fucking cold.
Yeah. You're right off the ocean, dog.
Yep.
Yep.
But I told Mia I only want to see two things. Initially, like my trip will not be bucket list complete.
Now, just quick, you stayed in Manhattan.
Yep.
Okay. I want to make a guess. Were they standard tourist places?
I mean, we were like a block away from Times Square.
So the things you wanted to see were the ice skating rink at 30 Rock.
We did skate there.
Yeah?
We did.
Okay. Was that one of the things?
That was not one of the things.
Okay.
I'm going to give you one more guess.
You hear my neighbors fighting downstairs? Yeah. I hope that gets picked up because that's all they do all day. Go ahead.
I wanted to ride the subway.
I love the subway.
Just to say I did.
Listen, people can shit all they want over that. I wish we had public transportation that was efficient.
I did not see Pizza Rat. All right.
He didn't see did you see any rats?
No.
You saw no rats?
No rats.
It is very cold.
But the only other thing I want to see is the people on the street who have like a blanket of bags. Fake designer bags.
Oh, yeah.
On like, what is it, Canal Street?
Yeah.
And then as soon as a cop comes up, they like
roll them up.
Roll up the bag and run.
Yep.
I wanted to see that and I saw that immediately.
Yeah. You know what's very interesting is if you watch I did not watch this. I had a murder mystery that night. But if you watch the New Year Rockin' Eve with Anderson Cooper and whatever the other guy's name is, did I just see Gus in his sweater there?
I did.
Yeah, Gus is in a Christmas onesie. They both got like fucked up. They get fucked up every year. That's like their thing is they get drunk on camera and then they ring in the New Year on CNN. And whoever the other guy is, Andy Cohen, that's his name, Andy Cohen, was like, can we just appreciate that this is the last moments of Mayor Eric Adams' mayoral, whatever, Eric Adams being the mayor. And he like drunk shit on Eric Adams for like, whatever, a full minute. And then they go, but the one good thing that Eric Adams did, I don't see as many rats here anymore. So maybe I haven't been a local for a while, but maybe he did something. I don't know.
All right.
But there you go. You take another one and then I got the next one.
All right. This is just a wild shot in the dark. I have nothing to base this off of. I predict that one of the large fast food chains is gone end of 2026.
Wow. What would you consider the large ones?
So I'm going to...
McDonald's, Burger King, Taco Bell.
I'm putting
Chick-fil-A.
Subway up there too.
Ooh, Subway's a good one. Subway's actually a bad one.
I'm not considering like Pizza Hut as a... No.
Once was.
But like not a fast food.
What about like... Would you consider like, I don't know, Qdoba?
I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave it vague.
Okay. All right.
Yes,
They declare bankruptcy or they're done?
I would say, like...
Because like GameStop
the last couple of years of like Family Video where you're like, guys, we know you're done.
Interesting.
That's like that.
Interesting. I would, to amend your prediction to get to a point where I can definitely agree with it, one of those chains will go, we're no longer doing dine-in. We're only drive-through or delivery.
Okay.
Because like nobody's dining in at fast food restaurants anymore.
Yeah.
So
ever since Wendy's got rid of their greenhouse sunroom.
Wow, yeah, I kind of forgot about that, man. And like
been all
McDonald's
down.
used to be the play place, and Taco Bell used to have like the crazy like design.
McDonald's used to have like little like Nintendos and Xboxes to play. Anyways,
which remember just to touch on nostalgia. Remember testing games at a Meijer or Walmart?
You have to look up like this.
Yeah, that can't happen anymore. That sucks. Okay,
you're up.
I got a big one that I think is fun that I'm actually excited about. That is sort of a bummer. So. Whatever. For space news, apparently we're going back to the moon. Okay. In 2027, I think.
Weren't we supposed to be in the moon by 2027? Or Mars by 2027?
Well, that's an Elon thing.
Anyways.
Yeah, that's an Elon thing, and he's obviously been wrong about many things.
But the Tesla Roadster is supposed to come out in 2020.
Oh, great. Yeah.
By the way, it's still not out.
Is it not?
No.
Okay. Imagine that. How many billions of dollars is he worth now? Almost $1 trillion?
Moving on.
How does this keep happening? Anyways. Are you familiar with the Nazca mummies?
Yes.
Okay, the Nazca mummies.
You just like unlocked a part of my brain where I was like,
for those who don't know, in like Peru or something, there were
like
what
these paper mache
objectively looks like paper mache dolls that the government of Peru and some like local scientists have said, guys, not only are these real, but they're aliens. And online skeptics galore go, okay, yeah, we'll see. And then there's a bunch of people who have gone to like check them out. You can touch them apparently, which is weird and feels like you shouldn't.
Didn't
be
they also like
that.
CT scan them? And
they
all that
CT
shit?
Scan them, and like so. This is my prediction. A reputable group of scientists, which I think is already on its way to do this, will see like whatever your famous ones, people he's an astrophysicist, but people like Neil deGrasse Tyson. So he's not a scientist, he's an astrophysicist, which different, but a group of reputable intelligent people whose expertise is this kind of stuff, including biologists and doctors and whatever, will say that this is alien and nobody will care. It will be one day of, did you see, I guess Neil deGrasse Tyson said that they're aliens, and nothing will happen. Nobody will care. It will not become national news. You will not see headlines that say aliens found. Nothing will come of that other than, oh shit, I guess Neil deGrasse Tyson said that the aliens are real. Anyways, you see what Trump said?
Every year that we continue to live, every year I always have this thought of like, something crazy will happen, and I'm like, how is this not
headline
news? How is this not? And I think I've just got to the point where even someone, I don't know, Trump could come on. Well, I wouldn't. Moving on. Someone else could come on.
Good choice.
On the news or whatever and say, we have just made legitimate discovery by some like the fucking Hubble telescope, deep space telescope, that there's actual evidence of some sort of life out there. And even I would be like,
right.
I don't know.
Because my assumption is until they're here, I don't care. I care, but I understand why.
I mean, it's kind of like all the planets that they discover. Like this planet confirmed could be like the arc. Like if something happened on Earth, we need to like fucking interstellar our way to this planet, and this will be our plan B home. It's like, oh yeah, but it's 100 light years away. It's like, well, one, we have to crack light speed. Two, I would still be dead before we get there. On. Like, and then I instantly don't care.
Yep. Because and again, well, even like, let's say we can get there tomorrow. You think you're going?
No.
You think I'm going? You think the people living on the street are going? Fuck no.
Well, so it also begs a question too. I think one of the, like, it's a crazy question to ponder is like, if all the technology on Earth got wiped away, but like, we still all just live. How long do you think it would take humanity to get to the point of like a processor?
Longer than it took the first time.
Right. So the same thing. It's like, okay, we fucking end up landing on this planet, and you land there with kind of whatever you get. Maybe there's like a whole fucking Venator class ship that lands there.
A what?
Just massive.
Okay.
So how long is it going to take to even get up and running on that world?
Right. The first few years, the first tens of years are going to be rough living.
Yep.
Which that's why they're trying to create the robots.
Yeah.
Which may I use that as a transition.
Go for it.
Unless you have any other points on the mummies.
No.
Okay. The robots.
Okay.
Ergo, artificial intelligence.
Okay.
The bubble will pop.
I have on my that the AI bubble will not pop.
Interesting. Now, is that
in
cool.
2026?
Okay.
I think this bubble's gonna last forever? Absolutely fucking.
Do you want to explain what your impression of the bubble means?
Yes. So the bubble is in terms of a lot of the American GDP.
Mm-hmm. Most.
That's
80%?
the scary thing. Yeah, 80% of the American GDP was generated by some AI or tied to
data
AI.
center companies. Yeah.
And it's terrifying because that is in a way to say that if it wasn't for AI,
we'd be
America
in recession,
would have only
depression
grown 20%.
No, I think it was literally like 2%.
Yeah. So the bubble.
I mean, I get the 80 to 20 thing. But.
So the bubble is that, NVIDIA will invest money in OpenAI.
I'm glad that you know about this because this is a point that I was going to bring up that I'm like, this might be too in the weeds. But
no, so NVIDIA will invest money into OpenAI, which is an AI company.
Right.
And OpenAI on their books will be like, oh, we got $200 million from NVIDIA. We're doing great. And that factors into their valuation.
Right.
And then OpenAI will immediately turn around and give the $200 million back to NVIDIA.
Oracle is the middle ground.
Yep. For their GPUs.
Right.
And then NVIDIA is like, whoa, we just got $200 million from OpenAI.
Right.
And then the money just keeps going back and forth and back and forth and back and
forth.
So if you look at their sheets, it just keeps growing and growing. But it's growing off of this artificial value.
Because especially when it comes to, and now I have basically zero understanding of how taxes work in the corporate structure. But OpenAI spends this money, this $200 million, that lessens their tax liability, which means that their profitability goes up. Therefore, same thing with OpenAI, NVIDIA, they spend money back and forth. Their margins, because their expenditures are higher in their income. Technically, they are not profitable companies.
Yep.
They hope to be profitable by like 2028 because they're spending more money than they're making. But the money they make is from the company they spent the money on. Back and forth, they trade the money, which means the money that exists between them is fake. So when you see companies like the S&P 500 go up, your investment portfolio, if you invest in the S&P 500, which is, again, for those who don't know, which I basically don't know, but I just put my money there, the 500 best performing companies in the United States. Doesn't matter which company it is, you're investing in that collective share of the top 500 companies.
Even if you just look at the top 10, it's like Google, Apple, Microsoft, NVIDIA. Like they are almost all.
That's where the gains are coming from, which means if the bubble pops and the gains are no longer coming there, the rate at which the GDP goes up is reflective on your if you're in a traditional IRA or whatever. If that all falls, your IRA falls, which means your retirement drops, which means your investments in all the other companies drop because all of the profitability goes into these companies that are exchanging fake money.
Well, not only that, but then companies will lose revenue, they'll lose money.
Yep.
They will in turn lay people off.
Yep.
Unemployment goes up. Housing prices crash.
The big corporations scoop them up.
Yep. And if this sounds familiar, it's because in 2008, same thing.
The recession.
A bank would have...
It was the dot-com bubble burst.
A bank would have a bundle of loans and they'd sell it to one bank. And if that bundle of loans wasn't doing good at a bank, they would just sell it to the next bank. And it did back and forth, back and forth.
Right. The housing, or the dot-com bubble was earlier 2000s.
Yeah.
But
same thing. So my prediction was that I think by...
Do you think it's coming?
So I think in 2026, we will somehow keep fucking faking it till we make it for at least one more year. And it's depressing to say.
Okay.
There is a level of me that has just a level of optimism. And I hope that so many people can see the writing on the wall. Like, we can all see this bubble. We can all see that something's happening. There's a part of me that just hopes that, like, okay, this is happening. How can we try and address that it's happening without really addressing that it's happening? And we kind of pivot away ever so slowly, that if it does eventually burst, it's not like the supporting beam of a house. But the reality is that probably won't happen. And when it bursts, a whole wave of recession worse than 08.
Oh, way worse.
Worse than
maybe
the Great
depression levels. Yeah.
is going to hit. And there's a level of me trying to be optimistic because nobody wants that to happen.
Of course.
But I also don't know how we're going to get out of it.
Well, I have a point on that, which I think actually, if I may lead into my next point as well. I'm going to make my commentary. Obviously, my commentary on the Republican Party and Donald Trump is clear as it's ever been. I don't really need to get into that. I don't think that we have competent leadership. Your point depends on competent leadership.
Mm-hmm. Which I'm
not. And
not
the reason that we keep pumping this money into artificial intelligence is for two things. Well, the reason and then the hoped outcome. The reason is we're competing with China for AI dominance.
Yeah. And it's also just a lot of tech bros in important people's ears.
Right. And that's how all decisions get made. And there was a recent law passed. Now, it was an executive order. Who knows what that actually means? But the conversation is Donald Trump wrote an executive order that said that state and local legislatures cannot regulate AI. It has to come from the federal government, which party is small government. Yeah, my fucking ass.
Yep.
But also, if that is true, that means your local government can't insulate itself away from this AI bubble burst. It has to come from the federal government, which is all in
on AI.
Which means the only way to fight that is with your vote, which, listen, this is not a commentary on the vote. This is just Democrats retake the House. And as a result of the AI bubble burst, at the exact timing, somehow Democrats get blamed for the burst.
Shit.
Yep.
That lines up too accurately for how it always
Because suddenly, when the Democrats are in control of any legislature, which, don't get me wrong, again, these are David J. Mund's thoughts, not necessarily John's thoughts. I think I did this last time with the Donald Trump of it all. These are my thoughts. They both suck.
I fully agree.
Okay, cool. Yeah. They both suck. Both parties suck, and nobody gets anything done. And the true reality is neither party actually wants to be in the majority, because that means they have to actually govern, and it's way easier to say there's nothing we can do than actually do something, which means both parties blame each other back and forth and back and forth and back and forth until we all die. And I don't think we're all going to die in 2027, but it's coming. Okay?
I mean, we're all going to die at some point.
We're all going to die. Democrats will retake the House in 2026.
No, okay. I will say my only level of optimism with saying that I don't think it's going to burst is I don't know what will happen to this country if it does burst.
Brother.
I don't know.
We're spending a lot of time on this, but where do you think the next cluster of investment goes then?
Where it fucking should.
In the local people?
In the local people, and just...
You think your tax dollars are suddenly going to serve you?
Absolutely not.
Well, that's the only other option.
All right.
Or, now, sorry, maybe this is the last point on this, or we're both wrong because, this is what I meant to say in the China part, because a United States company is the first company to discover or create artificial general intelligence, which means we have literally created the species of non-humanoid consciousness.
But even then,
which is the goal.
But what does that mean? Okay, so let's say
I agree. Listen,
we're there.
I agree. That's a bad thing. That's why I don't think we should be fighting for it. But if we're fighting for it and China is fighting for it, this is why we went to the moon the first time, is because the Russians were going to go to the moon and we went, we can't have them do that. which is
But
why
then-
we're going to the moon this time.
But even then, we got to the moon.
And we established lunar dominance, which meant that we could then put satellites around the moon, seeing if the Russians or the Soviets were going to land on the moon and create a base of nuclear silos out there to launch from.
Did we ever do that?
We have. It's why we're. Are you familiar with the? I can't remember what the exact word for it, but it's the fact that the Earth is surrounded in satellites, and we might trap ourselves on Earth because there's too many satellites.
Yeah.
Most of them are ours, so that we can detect. We wanted to have outer Earth dominance,
yeah.
so we could see what's happening if anybody launches a nuke or a missile or whatever. That was a big old conversation about AI.
I got one more. It's related.
Okay.
It's kind of related. My prediction: PC parts in 2026 are not coming down in price.
That's interesting. We have a lot of disagreements. I have no stake in the game. I don't have a PC. I don't really buy many PC things. Everything.
I will recap it in 30 seconds.
Okay.
There are 3 manufacturers of RAM.
Mhm.
RAM, not just for like gaming PCs, but
Mhm.
like literally your laptop for work, your Xbox, your PlayStation, but even just like the RAM in your fucking car, like everything. There are only 3 major manufacturers. One of them has flat out said, we are done building any RAM
This is why I think I
that
disagree.
has nothing to do with AI.
Right.
Because of that, I upgraded my PC in August.
Mhm.
I bought my RAM for $89.
Okay.
That same kit today is $412.
Well, that's a tariffs thing.
No. That is
No?
strictly just because there's now a demand for RAM. There's also now a
Oh,
demand
word.
for solid state drives, for hard drives.
Sure.
GPUs have now gone from like $1,900. I think a 5090 is now approaching $3,000-$4,000.
Well,
And
I don't know what any of these words mean other than the money.
And
of it all.
it's all just because of AI. Because AI, these data centers, they need all of these pieces.
That's true. That is true.
So,
But
my prediction is 2026. That price ain't coming down.
okay, that's probably true, especially the 2026 of it all. My expectation, if time is cyclical and all things are exactly as they've ever been, we can predict things based on the past, is that TVs were like outrageously expensive. And then when the first computers came out, they were insanely expensive. And then we hit like a plateau. I think we're going to hit, especially if this AI bubble bursts, if it's not all it's cracked up to be, or we reached artificial general intelligence and we've reached the mountaintop of artificial intelligence, there's nowhere up to go.
Well, so that's the only contradiction is like if the AI bubble bursts, I do see prices coming down, but I see everything crashing down with it.
Sure, that's
Now,
true.
when it comes to like TVs and and the first computers, they were expensive because they were new, and now they've fallen so far.
You can get a TV. You can get a great TV at Goodwill for
You can get a
$50.
TV from like Walmart they'll like give it to you on your way out.
Mm-hmm.
Now, but that's the thing though. It's like they started high because they were new, and then now they are just the price that they are. RAM had the same thing.
But you're talking about new,
Yeah.
right?
No, same thing. Like you can.
I could buy a really good collection of computing equipment that was new in like 2020 for a more affordable rate than I would have, right?
No.
Is that wrong?
So.
Well, I don't buy shit. So
Well, no, that's the thing. Like, even a set of like used RAM that's like 4 years old that was almost being thrown away 3 months ago. That just single stick of RAM is like $60 today.
well, I'm so out of my wheelhouse that I'm willing to trust you on that.
Yeah.
I don't know shit.
All right. That's
What else do I got?
that's the end of my. Do you want me to do another one?
I got one more.
Okay, go for it.
Again. Oh wait, that would be my last one.
Hold on,
so
wait.
never mind.
I want to tie in what you said and my said. Just
We've already talked about the Costco family. Oh wait,
we
talked about the Costco family Rizzler. So.
will be my absolute last thing on AI, but it's tying what you said, I said, everything together. I think that the 2026 midterms, a very hot topic that people will debate and vote on, will be data center related.
Yep. The reason I don't think that fully matters is because both sides are all in.
Yep.
Your local
Gretchen
government.
Whitmer's all in.
Yes, your local government which is every election, don't get me wrong, and I am just as guilty as this as I am accusing you, the listener, of being, you gotta care more about your local government than the state and national. State, you gotta care local first, then state, then national. Because that's where all the things in your day-to-day life matter. And when data centers, if they become, I think you're right in the local elections. I don't think a national or nationwide election is being won or lost based on data centers or AI.
Fair.
I think right now the midterms are all, especially Republican versus Democrat. Maybe the primaries matter, but Republican versus Democrat, it's all, the entire election is about Trump, as it has always been.
That's fair.
It is a referendum on how Trump is doing.
Okay.
I only have one more.
Can I see it quick?
I can't, unless you've already seen it.
Do you want me to do my couple silly ones really quick?
Sure, please.
All right.
I can't show you because it's all I have.
Got it. I predict right now there's like a whole protein hype going on, like protein cold foam, protein energy drinks. 2026, by end of 2026, the whole protein movement done. No one.
Again, I love how much we're disagreeing here because it creates for great conversation. I strongly disagree. Influencers
are just going to move to the next thing.
Well, so much of influencing went from advertising, which it certainly still is, to
Pushing
advertising
the
and
trend.
looksmaxing, though.
Yeah.
So, I mean, let's give it up to John here for losing a significant amount of weight. There is truth to the science of protein, that if you take in more protein, less calories overall, then you are more likely to lose weight. And I think that if people are looking to lose weight, here's what, let's tie it in. The protein of it all is irrelevant. Oh, I mean, it's relevant to what you're saying.
Is this your last one?
No.
Oh.
I think that we're going to discover, well, you know what? Finish your protein point because mine's up more about
No, that's just it. I think 2026 will be the year of the protein, was 2025. Moving on next.
Okay. The commentary, now I'm just going to tie this into health and weight. The commentary was, as a society, we have finally solved the obesity crisis with things like Ozempic and what's the other one? Wegovy and all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
They're called something.
Yeah,
I can't remember.
They're all whatever.
Right.
They're all a type of medication. Those are just the brands.
B1, whatever. Yes. Okay. We're going to learn that we fucked up. And I think there's already knowledge that has come out that people who are taking these types of medicines are losing weight, but also losing muscle mass and bone density in a way that they can't recover. So this is just going to become another pharmaceutical issue in that you are not now mentally addicted to this drug. Your body has become dependent on it. And if you come off of it, not only do you gain weight way faster than you did before, but you also can't like a bee without it because of your muscle mass. Like it has eaten away at people's bodies. And now, again, I'm no scientist, I'm no physician, I'm no doctor. Talk to your doctor, but also go into your doctor with a healthy bit of skepticism if they are shoving these types of drugs down your throat. I'm a little worried about what Ozempic and that kind of stuff is doing to society, because if you don't know and you just think like, oh, I'm going to lose weight, you still have to care about your health. You can't just take this pill.
Absolutely. But I also, I feel like there's a part of me that's not nearly as worried about it, only because they have made it so expensive and unobtainable. Even like insurance is just, almost most insurances have just straight up stopped covering it. So you're looking at like $800 a month.
Well, that's another commentary, is the insurance of it all. As I'm sure some of you listening may know, that insurance premiums just shot through the roof if you have anything to do with healthcare subsidies or the Affordable Care Act kickbacks. Anyways, that's again outside my wheelhouse. But we're gonna learn that Ozempic and all that kind of shit is bad. Bad news, long term. What else you got?
I just predict that any car manufacturer in 2026 who have decided to stick to their guns and say, no more Apple CarPlay, no more Android Auto, we're going to do our own. they're going to see whether they see the results of it in 2026 or it doesn't hit until 2027, those car manufacturers are going to plummet in sales.
Yeah,
Guaranteed.
Emily has a car that only took Apple CarPlay. I mean, it's a Prius, so there's only Apple CarPlay for some reason. I don't really understand it. It's a newer Prius as well. It's not like they have like a partnership with Apple or whatever, but she doesn't have an iPhone, and so she wasn't able to use the screen. She could use Bluetooth, but she couldn't use the screen. And so she had to get some like third party. I don't fully understand, and maybe she'll help clarify this when she listens to the podcast, but some third party software, hardware to get her stuff on the screen of her Prius. So I don't know. I don't know that I agree with the ethics of what you're saying, but you're probably right.
Yeah. I mean, whether Apple's selling your data or whether,
oh, they're selling your data.
Whether Google, which is Android, is selling your data.
I'm on more of these.
Sure. Okay. I don't know. They're like certain car manufacturers. I think GM was the most recent, have come out and said like, hey, like we're not partnering with Apple. We're not partnering with Android. Like we're going to have our own, like, let's call it Ford CarPlay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like that's
for the Ford phones.
Yeah. So, and everyone online is like, I think Apple released a stat, and granted it was their own keynote, but I think they said like 85% of car buyers would not consider a car in 2025 if it didn't have CarPlay.
You know what sucks is they've won the battle because of their money. Because it used to be, think about it like the lightning cable. The lightning cable no longer exists, but it used to be the only way that you could charge your iPhone. So you needed a specific charger that wasn't compatible with other devices just to charge this. But now they have to use USB-C, which is fine. I think everything should use this USB-C if it can. I think that was the right move. But this is the other end of that argument, is they're saying you have to use our stuff.
Well, I think my only contradiction is that, Apple CarPlay, at least it works. And it works well. And it works with your phone. Like the
lightning cable worked.
Well, I mean, it's just like, how often are you in a car where like the infotainment screen sucks? It's slow. How often are you using a smart TV where you're using like the inbuilt like apps and it's slow and it sucks and it gets worse?
Yeah.
But the processing power of like Android Auto or Apple CarPlay is happening on your phone.
Right.
That's why it's quicker, it's faster.
Right.
And then Apple is basically, and Google is saying, you guys make the car, we will focus on the software. Like you don't have to try and do both at the same time, because obviously you suck at it.
I agree with what you're saying as long as you recognize, I mean, this isn't even a debate. It's more, your prediction is probably right. But can we also recognize that's not a good thing for competition? Right. That's global dominance. That's corporate takeover.
Mr. Ford, if you're watching.
Mr. Ford, yes.
Here's the deal.
Long gone.
I'm all for competition.
Yep.
Do better.
Mr. Apple, Mr. Tim Apple, I'm all for competition. Quit squashing them and making it illegal for them to thrive in the corporate economy. Okay? All right. Speaking of, may I throw out my last one?
Yep. And then I have my last one.
Okay. Because mine is serious.
Mine is not.
Okay. I think we should go more lighthearted. All right. It's kind of related to what we were saying earlier, and the tech world and money and people getting away with whatever. In 2026, given the fact that everything should be, according to the law now, even though it's clearly not happening, everything should be public, nobody, and I mean nobody, will be held accountable in the Jeffrey Epstein case. And not only will that be the case, but Jeffrey Epstein is the new JFK conspiracy, in that we are now flooding the zone with conspiracies and potential who might have done it and who didn't do it and who was involved and who wasn't involved, and maybe it was the government and maybe it was Israel and maybe it was a psyop, maybe none of it happened, maybe it was a Democrat hoax, that when the truth does come out,
it's going to be lost in the sauce.
It's going to be lost. How can you prove it? We're going to be hearing about this. There are going to be records that are sealed by agencies for the next 50, 60, 70 years, because there are still some people alive. We're going to find out that this was a CIA plot And in order to cover their own ass, the CIA has to continue to keep records sealed under the guise of, we're protecting the innocent people. We can't let the names get out, but really it has to do with the people who were directly involved. Nobody, especially in 2026, will serve any consequence for being involved with the Jeffrey Epstein case.
I agree with that.
Okay. Very unfortunate. Listen, I don't love it.
I mean, there's already been so much that has come out.
Right.
Even like the most recent, they released all these documents that were redacted, but they didn't do the whole, like, you can just copy what was redacted and paste. And
it's so funny how incompetent.
And even everything that was in those was pretty damning. And nothing.
Which is funny to me because Bill Clinton, all over the Epstein files, but the only thing that's come out publicly is a picture of him in a hot tub without a shirt. And people are like, well, there he is. It's like, do you go into a hot tub with your shirt on?
No.
Exactly. So the things that you have on this person who is absolutely, definitely 100% implicated in this, it's like, that's what you're choosing to release publicly. So he put out a statement being like, I dare you, release it all. Which means either he's innocent, which I find wildly unlikely.
Or he's ready for it to burn.
Or that, or he's like, I dare, you wouldn't. You can't. Because I was there just like you were, and you won't do that. So he's so confident that publicly he's like, put it all out. I got nothing to hide. Mm-hmm. Calling their bluff that they'll even do it to begin with. Even though Congress has mandated it. Which when the Democrats take the House, they're not going to do a fucking thing about it. They're not going to do a damn thing. Because what did the Republicans do for the last 4 years? They railed against the left, the pedophiles on the left. Man, this feels like an Alex Jones podcast all of a sudden. They railed on the left for
the frogs.
They're turning the frogs gay. But they railed on the left for being the pedophile elite, the party of Bill Clinton and whatever, the person that we know is a predator. These Epstein files will come out. And the first time they came out, or the first time they had the opportunity to do anything about it, they went, what are we talking about? We're still talking about Jeffrey Epstein? That's what we're going to do. That's what they're going to do when the Democrats take the House. Nothing. They're all cowards. You got me drunk on milk, John.
All right.
What you got? Ride us out into the sunset.
My last one is...
Well, dude, I'm just so good at keeping things under an hour.
My last prediction is the same prediction I had last year.
God fucking damn. I don't stink. And
it's not that. Because that's already just... It's not that one.
Oh, okay.
Because that's already been established as true.
It's been established as an unprovable thing because I will not get adequate data because everyone's lying to me.
In 2026, there will be no sighting of the dog man. But in 2027, mark my words.
We didn't expand on this last year, which we don't need too much, but I have found out it's local.
Yeah.
So many people don't know what the dog man even is.
No, even like South Michigan, even in Grand Rapids, everyone's like, what?
The what?
We went around at work the other day, and an icebreaker was, what's your favorite cryptid? And I'm like, oh,
easy.
The Northwest Michigan, like Wexford County dog man. And they're like,
the what?
What? Sorry, the Mothman. You want me to say?
For those who don't know, and I encourage you to look it up.
Go back to the podcast that we did almost exclusively on the Dogman.
We did. It was called Hey Dogman.
Hey Dogman.
There is a cryptid in the Wexford County, northern Michigan, eastern Wisconsin area known as the Dogman, who every 10 years on the 7th year, so 2007,
2027,
comes out and massacres people. It's just a giant dog man that stands on its hind legs and walks around. And I still, to this day, have nightmares about the line, he was looking in the window and he was grinning. Because there's a story about the dog man standing up on its hind legs, looking into a window. And if you're watching the video version, this is what it pictures. As he comes up to the window and he looks through the side eye and he grins at you. A dog smiling at you. Look up the dog man. 2026, he's not coming.
Nope.
2027, he's on his way.
Oh, he's like in the gym getting warmed up. Warmed up in 2026 to make his debut in 2027. Or her in 2027.
Well, the dog man.
No, you're right. Well, hey, it's 2025.
You're right.
It's 2026.
What is that? No,
Holy
you're
shit,
wrong.
it's 2026.
Okay, well, those were our 2026 predictions. That was our recap on 2025.
Is there one, pulling out of the hat, is there one crazy, just silly one you want to make?
Throw it at the wall, see what sticks. Would you prefer, just so I can focus my brain, and I do want you to help, would you prefer it's about the world or about me or us?
Ooh.
Would you prefer that I make a wild prediction about one of us?
I predict in 2026, you on this podcast
Have Neil Patrick Harris?
now are going to talk about something. I'm talking Alex Jones level conspiracy. Just
This could be the all eyeballs are on
and
me.
you can never post it because you get served a cease and desist because they're like,
We heard you.
you're getting a little too close.
Brother, I think we've already talked about it.
Dogman?
Yep. I was just gonna say they know. Okay, that's yours. Mine is. It's about you.
No.
My prediction is that in 2026, even though he says right now, I don't want this. I do not want this to happen. John gets a third animal. Whatever that animal is. It could be a fish. It could be a bird. It could be a cat. It could be another dog.
A furry?
It could be, he could become the third. You could become the dog, man. John will get a third animal in 2026.
And that's how we know this podcast has just lost all credibility.
Yeah. And with that, thank you for the milk.
Cheers.
It's bourbon cream.
Hey, you're slamming it.
Oh, I definitely. I'm listen, it's delicious. It's more like, is that what I'm doing? I'm pooping my pants tomorrow? Okay, great.
Krakatoa.
Oh man, you know what? That's my final prediction. A cultural phenomenon that swept the late 90s and early 2000s on, let's say, Nickelodeon or Cartoon Network.
Or Disney.
Will return. No, fuck
just
Disney.
Cartoon Network.
Cartoon Network or Nickelodeon. A cartoon will return. So that could be, I hope it's Rocket Power.
I was going to say, if you had to say a top three, what it could be.
It would be either...
It can't be like SpongeBob. He never left.
SpongeBob's still around.
Never left.
You want to get drunk and go see the SpongeBob movie?
I already saw the SpongeBob movie.
Okay, well, we're going to talk about that off air because I'm pissed that he went to see it without me. I would say it's going to be one of the ones that got canceled because it was too adult.
Ed, Ed,
So I would love Ed, Ed, and Eddie. There's no way that happens, though.
No.
Ren and Stimpy, type. I don't think it will be Ren and Stimpy.
Invader Zim's coming back.
Invader Zim's back as a movie,
Oh.
I thought.
All right.
I don't have a prediction on the name.
I'm going to predict.
Would love a Dexter's Lab, but that wasn't.
I'm going to predict Codenamed Kid Next Door.
Wow. I think that's too niche, but go ahead.
Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends.
Again, too
and they're
niche,
going
but
to
so
turn it
good.
into like a Labubu of...
I'm going to refine this prediction. That becomes more likely if it's live action.
Oh.
Yeah. You know what? That's the prediction. One of the cultural staples of the late 90s and early 2000s as far as cartoon television becomes a live action thing that nobody asks for, nobody wants,
Jimmy Neutron.
and nobody likes. Jimmy Neutron is not a bad guess. And with that, thank you for joining the ADH Deep Dive, the show that's not about ADHD, but is filled with proof it exists. This is John Kelley. My name is David J. Mund, and I will see you next time.